Back with us, Britain's Anthony Joshua is still wondering what hit him after losing his IBO, IBF, WBA and WBO heavyweight boxing titles in sensational fashion to the underdog Andy Ruiz Jr. at Madison Square Garden in New York last Saturday night. The 29-year-old Joshua knocked Ruiz down in the third round, only for his Mexican challenger to rebound and to score 4 knockdowns off his own. The result is all the more startling given that Ruiz, who's also 29, only started preparing for Joshua 5 weeks ago as a last-ditch replacement for American Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Ruiz got his chance after Miller was sanctioned for failing 3 drug tests. Ruiz, who lives in California, says he feels extra proud being the first Mexican-born fighter to reign as world heavyweight boxing champion.
Man, that's crazy that happened, right? Man, that was my first time in the canvas. And when I was in the canvas, I was like, whoa, what the hell just happened? But I had to get him back, you know? I had to get him back. I think that's when the Mexican blood in me and the Mexican warrior that I have, I had to return the favor. Yes, I was waiting for him to open up. I wanted to break him down a little bit more, work the body. You know, he hits really hard, man. He hits pretty hard, and I just needed to be smart. I needed to be smart in there. I thought he opened up too much where I could counter him, but the speed I think got to him, and you know we got this victory in a fashion way.
Andy Ruiz Jr. Who would have thought? Joshua was the howling favorite with bookmakers to secure what many felt would have been a routine win. But like fellow heavyweight champions before, Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, Joshua suffered a fate that defied all predictions. The Englishman said defeat is but a minor setback.
It's settled in, bro. It's settled in. It's settled in. But, yeah, like, it's settled in. What's next? That's what I say. Look forward. I ain't dwelling on tonight. We just correct it. It's going to be like morning, like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like you correct it, you adjust, sit down, focus, lock in, and you go again. Dad's upset, natural reaction. Mum's cool. She hasn't come to the boxing, so she just separates the two in it, like son from boxing. Whole team, soldiers, check, you're right, you're all good. And we roll the punches, do you know what I mean? Good and bad. So yeah, everyone's in good spirits. Obviously losing isn't what we like, but losing is something that we can learn from.
Now, I'm not from the school where I expect you to be contorting your face and being angry after a loss. But I'm also not from the school where you behave almost clownish after a loss.
He was so calm, especially because it was such a big blow to his brand. And the thing is, there's a big fight coming up with Wilder. And this would take away from all the traction though, so he should actually be a bit more, I don't know how to say it, remorseful about how he lost. Because now that fight wouldn't have as much traction as it would have had if he had won. And another thing is, Wilder came out and he was literally saying that this man is full of lies. He was bashing Joshua, and he was actually supporting Ruiz.
I just think his mentality wasn't right for the match. There's no way you can be this huge favorite and you come in and pretty much just underestimate your opponent.
Yes, he did.
So much credit must be given to Ruiz. Yes, Joshua is this big star who has lost, but for Ruiz to capitalize on his opponent's complacency, then that's big for him. No pun intended. So let's see what happens from here with Joshua, because he's this superstar of boxing, at least in Britain's eye. We have to see what he does, especially in the fight against Wilder.
And Wilder says he's not a true champion. His career is full of lies.
Well, it's funny you speak of Wilder. What is true is that Wilder will have no reason to fight Anthony Joshua now because he's not the world heavyweight champion anymore. So while the first step for Joshua back to the big times is to beat Ruiz in that rematch in December, and then take it from there. Look, athletics, which is why I love tennis. I love tennis from the perspective of tennis regularly pits its biggest stars against each other. The Grand Slams is where everybody has to be. You can't hide from anybody. Boxing, of late, has made huge business. Promoters have made a lot of money, and TV companies have made a lot of money. But they could make more if they bring the bad men to face each other. Now, Wilder and Fury and Joshua have been talking a lot of things on social media, on any platform that they get, about fighting and who is not making the deal happen and who's being difficult and everything. And look at it, in one fell swoop, Joshua loses the position that he enjoyed as the man who would determine the fate of the others who wanted his crowns.
And dents his pocket as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, $7 million.
I agree with your point of maybe proposing a boxing world championship where it's rounds and everybody lead up to the best two fighters on different sides of the bracket.
As you talk about money, Ruiz walks away with $7 million. Easy.
Yeah, but Joshua got 20 for losing. And that's just how it goes. And it has to go like that because Joshua came in as a champion.
Draw,
yeah, he was a draw. The fact is, when you get notice 5 weeks before that you have this fight against the world champion, Ruiz saw this as his chance. As you said, Andrew, he was criminally underestimated by a man who is 6'6" tall, who has a superior reach advantage. Ruiz is 6'2", and who allowed the short man to box inside. Now, anybody who knows their boxing knows that's that recipe for disaster. You keep him off with your jab, you work the ring. You stand in front of a man like that, who you're allowing to fight you inside, you're gonna get in trouble because look, it's not rocket science, and even if you're not steeped in boxing, listen to this. If you're the shorter man, boxing a taller man, and you are allowed to fight inside by your opponent, as Joshua did on Saturday with Ruiz. When Ruiz is punching, Ruiz's punches are going up, meaning Joshua's head, Joshua's chin. Joshua, on the other hand, is punching down. He's not hitting Ruiz's chin because Ruiz's chin is not like this. He's hitting the top of Ruiz's head or his guard when he raises his hand to block. So it was nonsense strategy after you knocked him down to then leave yourself sloppy, stand toe-to-toe, invite him inside, and you didn't even get the benefit of having knocked him down because he promptly knocked you down back in the same round.
Yeah.
I have never in my life watching boxing, and I've been watching this thing from when I was a wee lad, where a heavyweight boxing champion gets knocked down by his challenger 4 times in 7 rounds? No. I think something is seriously wrong. It must be complacency, Andrew, because he can't be anything else.
Has to be.
Has to be. And so now he's not the golden boy anymore, and now he's praying on December to come for him to recoup all losses and to repair the damage. I wish him well. Break time.